guys, in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make famous Instagram slime, and the first slime we're going to be making is Cosmic Brownie by the Slime Hive. And this is a recreation, but I think it's super similar and I love the recipe. We're going to start off by pouring some PVA glue out, and then we're going to get our green and red food colouring, and these two mix to make a really nice reddy brown, which is the colour of Cosmic Brownie. And I like to add loads of green because, as you can see here, the red actually turned pink because of the white glue. So I added loads of green and then I went in with loads and loads of red. And when this all mixes in, as you can see, it goes from a really khaki green to a really nice brownie colour. Then we can start adding our other ingredients, and I added 7 pumps of foaming hand wash and also some shaving foam, and we want the glue to be the main ingredient. We want about 2/3 of the glue and then maybe 1/3 of the other ingredients, and this will give us a really thick base. We need to knead it loads because, as you can see here, it's so stringy but then it turns super glossy. Cosmic Brownie is a clay-based slime, so I decided to use some Model Magic for this, and like I've said a billion times before, this is super tough, so we just want to soften it up with some lotion till it gets to a smooth stage like this. I actually added a really small amount of clay to my slime, but I spread it out so it's a thin layer and would spread more evenly, but like you can see here, I haven't actually added that much clay. And it did dull the colour a bit, so I just went in with my colours again, and as you can see here, it looks super vibrant. Next up we have Lemon Poppy Seed Batter by Audie Slime, and she gave me a hint to how to make this, and she uses Elmer's Glue-All, and this is a really tough glue to work with. A lot of people can't use it, but it's basically super stringy. But we're going to be using some ivory paint with this, and it's going to give that really nice yellow-brown effect, but you can also use some yellow icing if you don't have that. Then I go in with the Deep Treatment Conditioner, and I like to activate my slime very slightly before this because I find that it waters the mixture down, and if you add it at first, it just changes the whole texture. And then once that's mixed in, I like to stir it up again and I activate it fully. And like you can see here, it bunches together and it becomes so stringy. I find that it falls apart, and you really have to knead this for so long, like 10 minutes, no exaggeration, and it starts to become lumpy, and then you can kind of play with it for a while and it becomes super smooth and thick like this. The last thing we're going to add is some black glitter for the poppy seeds, and I recommend adding a lot less than I did. I added so much. Last but not least, we have Apple Laffy Taffy by Glitter Slimes, and this was a really hard one to recreate. I had to try a lot of recipes for this, but basically we're going to start off with some PVA glue and some normal green dye. You can add as much as you want. I find that like adding a tiny bit at a time is the best, and you can get it to the colour that you want. And then I added loads and loads of foaming hand wash, probably about 10 to 12 pumps, just to add a bit of foam, but we don't want a deflating mixture, and I know that Nicolette doesn't use much shaving foam, so I just used loads of this, and then I went in with my activator. And the activator I used today was really weird. It was a different brand of borax, which is why it's doing this, but it clumps together and then it becomes liquid like here. I don't really know. I just kept adding it and then kneading it in, and this one we want to be really thick, and I decided to add a different product because a lot of people think she uses cornstarch, but I know for a fact Nicolette literally hates the feel of cornstarch, so I decided to add some Daiso clay to see if this would thicken up the mixture, and I added a really tiny bit at a time because, as you can see in most of the photos, it doesn't look like a clay base, but I was just thinking like what else could thicken it up, and I added a very tiny bit of this, and then I added some more colouring just to make it more of a Laffy Taffy colour, and it came out super nice. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.